What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Symone with the Sports. I'm Symone, bringing you guys the daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Sports, our merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the fly or die crew neck for all of my birds fans out there. And lastly, guys, turn your notification bells on because you already know the videos are coming live, boom, 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 boom. And you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream, especially since we're almost here at the playoffs. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, we're almost here to the playoffs. I believe next week is the last week of regular season basketball. Then it's all playoff, baby. But guys, let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Of course, it's been a while since we chopped it up. But guys, the 76ers right now, we are really in a good place in my opinion. We had that really bad run where we were just blowing leads, losing games. We lost to, and like I keep saying, it wasn't necessarily a bad loss to the Bucks or a bad loss to the Suns because those are really good teams. It was just the fashion that we lost in blowing leads. And you know, that's how we got exited from the playoffs last season, was blowing leads. So just ending our season, blowing those leads, then taking that bad loss to the Pistons was not a good way to really head into the last week of the season. But the guys got back right. We blew out the Hornets. Then we came and made a stand against the Pacers. And like I said, these are two teams, of course, the Sixers should be beating, the Hornets and the Pacers. The Hornets, we know, are really starting to find their rhythm now. But still, matchup-wise, the Sixers should have dominated the Hornets. We should have dominated the Pacers, and we did that. And that's really going to be a huge boost for us going into the last week of the season and going into the playoffs, because we're going in now with some winning momentum. You know what I'm saying? We're going in with a good taste in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? And not a bad taste in our mouth. So, of course, Joel Embiid had an amazing game last night. He dropped 40-plus points. I believe he had 17 rebounds. I know he had 40 and 17 against the Hornets, but last night marked the 12th 40 and 10, at least a game where the 12th time this season Joel Embiid had at least 40 points and at least 10 rebounds. So huge for the big guy, big stats for the big guy. And over the last two games, Joel Embiid is averaging 44 points per game. But, y'all, we know it's not about Joel Embiid because we know what Joel Embiid does. Joel Embiid, we know, is going to show up night in and night out. It's about these other guys. And last night, Tobias Harris had a really good game, which, like I said, is going to be good for, you know, confidence and momentum going into the playoffs. He started off the game really hot from three. I think he made his first 3 threes in a row. He started off really hot. TYRESE MAXEY just went crazy last night. Another guy that went crazy last night and starting to get his momentum, because when we were in our rough patch, TYRESE MAXEY was a little inconsistent, very much inconsistent, but it's good to see that he's now getting back to his rhythm. He had a really monster game against the Hornets, and then he had a really good game last night as well. He was heating up from deep as well, so it's good to see Tobias and TYRESE really getting their rhythm right now. Other than that, like I keep saying, when it comes to the playoffs, and we're going to be talking about our potential playoff matchups if the season started right now, when it comes to the playoffs, we need all four of our guys on. And like I said, that's Joel, Tobias, and Joel had 45, Tobias had 17, TYRESE had 30. That's really good. But when it comes to the playoffs, y'all, we're going to need Tobias. I was about to call him Toel. We're going to need Tobias, Joel, TYRESE, and James to all have really good games, because that's enough to beat the Pacers, and that's enough to beat like a team like the Hornets or whatever. But when it comes to the playoffs, we're going to be playing really stacked teams or really well-balanced teams. We're going to need all of those guys to have a really good night. So they're going to have to figure that out, because it's always Tobias, Joel, and TYRESE, or Tobias, Joel, and James, or, you know, a combination of the 3 out of the 4. And then the other guy doesn't really have that good of a night. But last night, like I said, truly dominant. James Harden had 14 assists. Tobias Harris had 5 assists. So really big night. TYRESE Maxey had 7 assists. But y'all, let's talk about who we're playing for the rest of the season before we get into the standings. So for the rest of the season, we have the Raptors tomorrow. We have 3 games left, guys. Actually, I said next week. Sunday is our last game, y'all. Y'all know I can't keep up with nothing. Sunday is our last game. This is our last week, y'all. We have 3 regular season games left. Oh my freaking goodness. So we really obviously need to come away 3-0. You guys know that. I know that. The team know that. We need to come away 3-0. So we have the Raptors tomorrow. We know the last time we played the Raptors, we lost, and they didn't have Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet is definitely back and back hot. So we know the Raptors are going to be a team that's going to be trying to take us down, and we have to beat the Raptors. We're going to get into the standings. But guys, we're 4, the Raptors are 5. We cannot lose to the Raptors. We don't want to give them another game over us. We want to beat the Raptors. We have to beat the Raptors. After that, we have the Pacers, again, a team we just murked, light work. And then the Pistons, a team that beat us that we have to beat this time. But the Pistons and Pacers are back-to-back games. So we play on Thursday, then we play Saturday and Sunday. So that's 3 games over 4 days. That's a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see if we load manage and how we load manage. But y'all, let's get into the standings. So the Miami Heat are sitting on top at 52-28. I think now, unless the Miami Heat loses all 3 games and we win all 3 games, it's impossible to be the number 1 seed because we're 3 games behind the Miami Heat. And like I said, the Miami Heat will have to lose out. We'll have to win out. Not impossible, but probably not likely. The Celtics are number 2 at 49-30. The Bucks are 3, 49-30. We're 4 at 49-30. But the 2, 3, and 4 seed, we all have the same record. It just comes down to tiebreakers. We know the Bucks just got the tiebreaker over us. So, you know, if we're tied with the Bucks are always going to be the higher seed. The Bucks have been a little bit iffy lately, not like necessarily really iffy. The Bucks played the Clippers and they rested Giannis that game, so they lost to the Clippers. They must have got a win in between, and then they lost to the Mavs. And the Mavs have been playing really good. The Mavs definitely aren't a bad loss, but they have been up and down in the win column lately. The Bucks have, so who knows how they finish the season. But at 5 are the Raptors at 46-30, so we have a 3-game edge over number 5. So just guesstimating, we'll probably end up the 2, 3, or 4 seed. At number 6 are the Bulls at 45-34. The Bulls just lost to the Bucks last night, but the Bulls did not have Zach LaVine, and of course they've been out with Lonzo. Lonzo has been out. The Cavs are at number 7, 43-37. The Nets are 8, 41-38. The Hawks 9, tied with the Nets, 41-38. But of course the Nets have the tiebreaker, 2-time tiebreaker. The Hornets are number 10 at 40-39. So play-in picture-wise, it's going to be the Cavs, the Nets, the Hawks, and the Hornets that are going to make up that 7 and 8 seed. One of those 4 teams. Now, we shouldn't have to worry about that in Sixers land because we're not going to be, well, we might be the 2 seed and be playing the 7. So actually, we do need to worry about that. So let's talk about that now because like I said, 2, 3, and 4, we're back tied again. We're neck and neck with the Celtics and neck and neck with the Bucks. It's going to come down to the last 3 games. And we can end up as high as a 2, as low as a 4, but I do not think we fall further than 4 unless, of course, we lose out and the Raptors win out, which I don't see happening. But right now at the 4 seed, we'll be playing the Raptors in the first round. You guys know I do not want to play the Raptors. The Raptors have their vendetta against us, and the Raptors are one sassy little team and one sassy little fan base. So I really do not want to have a first round series with the Raptors. I would much rather have played the Bulls. The Bulls are the 6th seed for a while. The Bulls were the 5th seed, and I would have loved a 4 or 5 seed matchup with the Bulls because for some reason we just got the Bulls car. You know what I'm saying? We'll be playing around on that boozy, you know what I'm saying? So I would much rather have played the Bulls than the Raptors, but right now we are playing the Raptors. Of course, still a very much winnable series, but one thing to note, the Raptors, Toronto they still have a vaccine mandate in Toronto. So if you're not vaccinated, you can't play in Toronto. Now, there are some Sixers players who are reportedly still unvaccinated, but like I said, if it ain't Joel Embiid, it don't matter. And I'm about 90,000% sure Joel Embiid's vaccinated, because if he wasn't, those stories would be running all day, you know what I mean, about this first round matchup. So as long as Joel, Tyrese, Tobias, James, Matisse, as long as they're vaxxed up, we should be fine. Because like I said, even if those bench players can't make the trip, they ain't doing shit for us anyway, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But the number 1 Heat will be playing the number 8 seed. So the number 8 seed, like I said, could be the Cavs, Nets, Hawks, or Hornets, depending on how that shakes up. The number 2 seed, Celtics, will be playing the 7th seed, and again, that could be anybody between the Cavs, Nets, Hawks, and Hornets. The Bucks will be playing the Bulls in the first round, and like I said, the Sixers will be playing the Raptors. So, like I said, we have 3 games left. It's time to win out, y'all. This is the last week of regular season Sixers basketball. This season went by so freaking fast, but let me stop because it ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? We still got 3 games in the regular season, and all these 3 games are pivotal, which is cool because, you know, sometimes towards the end of the season, when you're a higher seed, like the last games don't matter, but it is cool that this season, every game is going to matter to literally the last game. So that is a cool way for this season to shake out because, like I said, we could be as high as a 2, as low really as a 5, but 5 is very unrealistic. So as high as a 2, as low as a 4. But y'all, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you guys think. We have the Raptors tomorrow. Do y'all see us coming away with a win over the Raptors? Like I said, we need to go 3-0 in this last little push, this last little series. We have 3 games over 4 days. So let me know how you think we're going to attack that. Do y'all see us resting Joel and James at any point? But guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out the links down below. Buy me the coffee, Charlotte Symone with the SymoneWithTheSports merch collection. And until I talk to you guys next time. Bye.